welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about my daily makeup routine, and the reason I decided to do this video is because I get a lot of emails from young girls and from many of you asking about my skin care routine and my makeup routine and things like that. So I thought, why not make a video on this, on the makeup that I do on a daily basis, like the signature Zara look. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that today, and I hope you all enjoy it, guys. So let's get started. First and foremost, we want to make sure that our skin, our face is moisturized. So I already have my moisturizer on. I use a very basic one that was given to me, prescribed to me actually by my skin doctor. It's called EMOLENE. Okay, so the reason I've started using this is because back in Canada, back home, I used to use this moisturizer called Pond's. And when I used that in India, I noticed that my skin was really getting oily and like shiny and stuff. So went to the doctor, asked him what exactly do you think would suit my skin in this humid climate, and he said that this thing here, EMOLENE, is the best. So I've been using this for the last little while now, and it's amazing. Okay, so I already have my moisturizer on, and when you're in a rush, doesn't matter, like even if that's the only thing you put on your face in the morning, do it. Okay, very important. Okay, so after I put on my moisturizer, I usually moisturize my lips. This is what I use for my lips. It's called Lip Medex. I had actually, again, it's by Blistix. Again, I had picked this up from Canada when I was there last, so I'm not sure if it's available here, but you can use any any chapstick, any lip balm, ya kuch bhi, just as long as you have your lips moisturized. Because I feel when you're doing your foundation and your base tends to dry out my lips for some strange reason when I'm doing my makeup. So I always make sure that my lips are moisturized, and this is medicated, so it's amazing. Okay, so now that the face is moisturized and lips are moisturized, we're gonna move on to the primer. Okay, primer is very important under your foundation. It just makes your foundation go on more smoother, and it just kind of gives it that nice dewy is what I like. So this foundation, or this primer here, gives my skin that dewy finish and that illuminated look that I prefer, and it is by BECCA. Okay, it's by BECCA. I don't know if you can see that there. Okay, it's called BECCA Backlight Priming Filter. Okay, so this is what we're gonna apply now to our face, or to my face. Okay, and I remember when I first learned how to do makeup, I used to skip this. Never ever applied primer. But then when I moved to India, and then I started doing my shoots, and I'd go, when I started acting, for those of you who don't know, I've featured in many Punjabi music videos, and I was an anchor for a while on television. So that's when I was introduced to primer. I never really felt the need, and my makeup artist was like, no madam, this is very important. So since then I have been using primer, and it has become a part of my daily routine for my makeup. Okay, so now the primer is on, we're looking good. Okay, so now we move on to the foundation. So on a daily basis, I don't use a very heavy foundation, because I prefer light coverage. I don't think in this weather, in this Mumbai weather, I'd rather just kind of keep it light. Okay, but the problem is that my skin color is a little complicated. So I always have to use two foundations. Okay, so again, these two I have picked up from Canada. I'm not sure if they're available here in India. But the first one is CoverGirl and Olay. It's called, what's it called? Color and Correction CC Cream, actually, plus foundation. This is it, right here. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, and then the other one that I mix into this one is the Instant Age Rewind by Maybelline. Okay, and this one gives a really nice finish. This is the lighter one, and this is the darker one. And when I mix them together, it turns out to be the color of my skin. But this one here gives a very nice, like an Instagram filter look. You know, it just kind of blurs all the imperfections. So yeah, I'm gonna get started. I will be applying this one first. Okay, and this one here, it's by, like I said, by Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. It comes in, this is how it comes. It's got this built-in sponge thing. Okay, and I'm just gonna apply it. We just apply it like this. Under the eyes, all across the face. As you can see, it is a little bit on the pinky side, so it's a little light for my skin. But the one that was one shade darker was actually a little too light. So then I was like, I'll just get or it was a little too dark. So then I thought I'll just get this one and then get the darker foundation and mix it into this, which I've been doing all my life anyway. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my beauty blender and I'm gonna put this CoverGirl Olay CC cream and foundation in warm beige color onto my beauty blender, and I'm gonna apply this to my skin. Sorry, I'm so quiet, just really focusing here. And make sure that whenever you apply your foundation, apply it to your neck as well. Otherwise you end up, you know, where your face looks lighter than your neck, and then you can tell that, okay, this person's like obviously made up. You know, you want your makeup to look natural. You don't want people to see it from a mile away. Well, that's exactly how I like it. I know some people like quite loud makeup, but I'm not really into that unless, of course, the occasion demands it. Just a little bit on my eyelids. I think we're good to go. Okay, so now that my foundation is done, I will do my eyeshadow. Okay, and what I normally use on a regular basis is this palette from Sephora. They've got these really basic neutral colors here that I really like to use. Okay, so let's get started with that. So I'm gonna go ahead with this little brownie color that I've got right here, light brown, natural, and just apply that to my eyelids. On a daily basis, I don't like to go too heavy on my eyes because I have big eyes to begin with, and for me, less is more. Like, you know, I just have to put on a coat of mascara and then my eyes look even like it's like the center of attraction on my face. So I try to avoid that. I'd rather play them up more when I'm out for the evening or something. One thing that I always do is that I like to highlight my brow bone. Okay, I really I never miss that. I think it's very important. It really accentuates my arch and my brow arch, so I really like the look it creates. So I'm gonna go ahead with that. I'm gonna take a little bit of a shimmery shade here. It's a little shimmery pink, and I am going to apply that right under my eyebrow and right along the bottom of my eyebrow here, along the arch. Okay, you see the difference? And yes, I'm gonna repeat that with the other eye right here, right under my eyebrow, right along the arch. There you go. Okay, just make sure it's all blended. Make sure that the shade that you use for your brow bone is blended with the shade that you've used on the lower part of your eyelid. Okay, so now that is done. Okay, so from there, mascara. Even if I put nothing on my face, you know, the one thing I cannot not live without is my mascara. Okay, I believe that it's just something that totally opens up the eyes and just really adds value to your face. So yes, mascara is a must, and so I do have many favorite mascaras, but on a daily basis, the one that I prefer using the most is this one here by, I believe it's Maybelline, and it's called Hyper Curl. Okay, this one is amazing, like out of this world. But I never wear my mascara without a primer, and the one that I'm using these days is this beautiful one by Estee Lauder. It's just out of this world. Like, it really just kind of coats your eyebrows, your eyelashes, prepares them for the mascara, and it adds that little bit of extra volume, you know, without looking too heavy. It's really amazing. Like, I love it. But before you apply your mascara, you make sure, every girl should take note of this, you've got to curl your lashes, because it just, I think it takes your eyes on a different level. So I'm gonna curl my eyelashes, and then I will put on my mascara. So I like mascara that adds volume more than length. You know, length is always good, but I just like that bushy-eyed, that fluttery-eyed look. You know, I really dig that. So I'm gonna go ahead with the primer now. Okay, and this one's amazing. It comes with this curved wand, so it kind of instantly lifts your lashes. My primer's on, and now here comes the Hyper Curl mascara from Maybelline, which I swear by. It's amazing. Okay. It gives you that volume along with the length and the curl. You know, it's just amazing. I love it. Okay, so mascara on one eye. Okay, now I'm gonna do my other eye. Do the left eye, put the primer on. Okay, so usually on a daily basis, like I said, I try not to do up the eyes too much. So I usually just apply like the primer coat and then the one coat of mascara. So that's enough. But if I'm going out for the night and I wanna look super glam, then the coats keep coming on and on and on. If I'm not wearing fake lashes, which I try to avoid, because I noticed a few times when I had applied the fake lashes, when I was taking them off, I accidentally took out a whole chunk of my own lashes. So I had this huge gap. It was crazy. So since then I have tried to stay away from them, because I don't want scanty lashes. No girl wants scanty lashes. Anyway, now that the eyes are done, let's get on to the contouring. Okay, and so on a regular, normal, daily basis kind of a thing, again, I don't contour much. My go-to for contour, for bronzer, is this one by Lancome. Okay, it's called Star Bronzer Natural Glow by Lancome. And I'm sure this should be available in India. Okay, and because I have a round face, I tried to apply more on my chin here, just to give it more of an angular look. I'll kind of elongate my face a bit. This is where I apply most of my bronzer. Okay, make sure you get the neck into, you know, just so that it all kind of matches and comes together. Okay, and I also do the forehead, though I don't really have a big forehead, but I just like, just kind of like it to blend in properly, you know, like all the, you know, I just don't want like my chin to brown. Like, kind of like the whole bronze thing to frame my face. Yeah. So here we go. Okay, and of course the cheekbones, or right under the cheeks here. when I had initially moved to India, I had a very chubby face. And whenever I'd go for like meetings or auditions, they'd be like, oh, you have a chubby face, you know? I'm like, what do you want me to do about it? And then during my first audition, it was a look test, and the makeup artist says, oh madam, don't worry about it, I'll just cut your face. And I was like, what? He's like, हाँ हम cutting कर देंगे. I said, cutting? कैसी cutting? What cutting? And then I realized afterwards that cutting here in Mumbai, or in the makeup world lingo, cutting means contouring. So I was like, okay. They're like, oh, we'll cut your nose, we'll cut your cheeks, you won't have any issues. I was like, wow, you know. But yeah, so since then, cutting has been a part of my makeup routine. Kind of just gives me that, you know, chiseled look. Actually, I don't really look chiseled, but it just kind of gives a little bit of definition to the face. I quite like my chubby face, actually. So, oh well, whatever makes you happy, right? Okay, so now that I have done that, I will move on to my Kajal. And Kajal is one thing I do not like to leave the house without. Like, I just love it. Like, I think it just kind of wakes the person up, right? It's amazing. So, let's go ahead with that. See what I mean? Doesn't it just complete the look? You know? So this one here that I'm using is by Faces of Canada, and it's called Ultimate Pro Intense Gel Liner. And I swear by this. I always have issues with kajal and eyeliners and stuff because my eyes are very sensitive. So either, you know, they feel itchy, or I feel that you know, it starts running or whatever. But this one is long lasting and amazing, and just look at the effect. You know, you swipe it on in the morning and raat tak it stays. So it's amazing. And now we shall move on to the blush. Okay, so the one that I use again is from Canada, but I think CoverGirl is available in India. So it's this CoverGirl and this peachy color. I like the peachiness. Okay, so because my face is round or oval or whatever, I like to put blush on in long strokes, so it makes my face look a little longer. Okay, put some on the cheekbones. And of course we can add a little more contour here. Right under the cheeks where you've applied your blush is where you want to contour. Okay, so the blush is done. And now let's move on to the highlighter. Okay, so I'm not really a big fan of highlight. I know it's a hot trend, and I know people are going crazy with highlighter, and some people don't even wear foundation. They just quickly just go right to the highlighter. But I don't know, you know, unless I'm going out for the evening, I'm not really a big fan of a highlighter. But I will apply this one here. The one that I use is actually not even a highlighter. The one that I use for my cheeks, it's actually something I had just picked up from Lokhandwala. It's called Diana of London, and it's actually just an eyeshadow, but I really liked the color. This pinky color is so beautiful, and it's shimmery, so I thought, hey, why not try it as a highlight? And when I tried it, I just fell in love with it because it's natural. You know, it doesn't, like, you can't see me glimmering and glittering from a mile away. You know, it just kind of goes with it, with the look. You know, And the other reason I don't use too much of highlight is because I have high cheekbones to begin with, and I've always been conscious of them. I don't know why, because I don't know. But people have always said that, oh, you got high cheekbones, so nice, blah, blah. But even as a child, when I would smile, I just felt like, oh, these little ladoos, why are they here? And you know, I was always conscious. I actually never smiled in any of my pictures as a child. I would just kind of grin, like, so that this would not be seen, you know? But now, as I'm getting older, I'm like, you know what? People pay for these, so, you know, be happy with what you've got. Even if you're not happy with it, just accept it. So I've accepted them, and I occasionally highlight them. Okay, so we're done with that. And I'm just gonna highlight my, the T-zone, my nose, the ridge of my nose. And I still have to cut my nose, actually, to be honest. So I've got a little bit of bronzer left on this, so I'm gonna cut my nose, contour my nose. Okay, just so that it just looks a little more, you know, linear. Okay, and here we go now. So this highlighter that I'm using is actually by Revlon. It's a Revolution. Okay, and they've got a whole bunch of amazing blush and highlighters in this palette. So I'm gonna use this yellowy one. Okay, I'm just gonna take a little bit of that, apply a little bit from my forehead down to my nose. Okay, and just kind of pat some more on. That's it. Let's not forget this very important step, and that is brushing our eyebrows. I don't actually do too much with my eyebrows because quite honestly, I don't know how. You know, like I don't want to overfill them and make them look super bushy and super bold, right? And I'm okay, like I'm okay with the shape of my eyebrows, and I don't really want them to look any different, except for the fact that they are a little scanty up front, you know, but you can always fill that in, you know, and whatever. But on a regular daily basis, I don't need to do that. So I just kind of brush them up and make them look presentable. Okay, now the last thing that I do is I apply my lipstick. Line my lips and then fill them up with lipstick. So I'm not really a glossy person, like I don't like too much of lip gloss, but I prefer the matte look, but not too matte to the point where it dries my lips out. Just something nice, kind of, you know, nice in the middle, normal. Okay, so the lip liner I'm using here is called Pink Petal, and it's by Faces again. Okay, so let's go ahead and line these lips. Okay, so now that I've got my lips lined, I'm gonna go ahead and apply my lipstick. And this one is by L'Oreal Color Riche, and the color is called Blush Fever. Okay, and I'm sure, yes, we have L'Oreal in India. Okay, L'Oreal Color Riche Blush Fever, amazing color, nice and natural. So I'll just apply this on top of my lined lips. Now that the lips are done, we have to complete the look with one last thing, which is very important. Setting powder, which is called the Golden Hour Soft Light Powder by BECCA. Okay, so this powder is amazing, guys. It's got this blurring effect and awesome. But the thing is that less is more as far as this is concerned, so I never take it out of here. I usually just take what's left on the lid. Okay, so here we go. So wherever I want to blur, where I want that blurry effect, I will apply this. I've got this mini brush here that I use for under my eyes. Just kind of set everything. But I normally target my under eyes, because as the day goes on, I notice that I start looking tired. So here we go, guys. Okay, with that done, what we're gonna do now is use our setting spray to set the look. Okay, the one I use is by NYX. It's called Dewy Finish Long Lasting Spray, Setting Spray. Okay, this one's really good. It gives you that nice dewy, fresh look. So let's go ahead with this. Okay guys, so this here completes my look. So this is my everyday look that I go for. I normally stick to light pastel colors for as far as blush is concerned, light pinks or peaches, and light pinky browns for my eyeshadow. And then I just line the inner part of my eyes, the lower lid. I prefer not to line the top eyelids unless I'm really going for a dramatic look. But on a daily basis, you know, I don't really, it's not required. So this is the look, and it's because I was talking and blabbing on and on that it took me so long. Normally it's just a 5-minute routine, and you all can do this, okay? It's very easy. I have used products that probably are not available here. It's because I've picked them up from my last trip to Canada, but you guys can use whatever, like whatever works for you, right? And whatever makes you feel beautiful. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. And if any of you want to know the brand names or the colors or the shades, you know, of the products that I've used, I will leave all of that information down below. So yeah, so everything's there for you, and you never know, you might be able to get most of these products online. So feel free to look into that if you like whatever I've used on my face. I would like to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for always watching and supporting and sending so much love to me. So I'll see you again next time, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel and do give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and if you have any suggestions or if you'd like to say anything or comment or whatever, do leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'd be happy to reply. Thank you so much. Bye. Mwah.